Hi friends, this is Aishwarya from freshersworld.com. Welcome to our YouTube channel on Jobs and Careers. The topic that we are going to look today is chain rule. So what is chain rule? Chain rule, in case of chain rule, the sums that you are going to deal with is going to be between the relationship between the two items that they have provided. So in the concept of chain rule, two concepts are very important, which is nothing but direct proportion and indirect proportion. So what is direct proportion? Let's say you're going to a shop, you're going to get the lot of items on it. So if the number of items increases, obviously your cost is going to increase. So that is what direct proportion is. So the relationship between the item is like, so one increases, another thing also increases. Let's say the number of items decreases, then the cost that you're going to pay is also decreases. So it is applicable for both increase and decrease here. They proportionally increase here. So in case of indirect proportion, so indirect proportion is nothing but, let's say you're taking a car to a place. So if the speed of the car increases, time taken for you to reach the place will definitely decrease. So this is indirect proportion. If a one quantity increases, then the another one decreases. Let's say the speed that you're going is very low, then the time consumed for you to reach that place will increase here. So this is indirect proportion. So let's just solve a couple of sums to understand the direct and indirect proportions better. So the question that they have given is, if 10 toys cost rupees 250, what does 20 toys cost? So from the question you know that initially they have given 10 toys and it's costing 250 rupees. So they are asking for 20 toys. As we discussed earlier, if the number of toys that you are going to get is going to be more, obviously the cost is going to be more. So the number of toys increases, your cost will also be increased. This is nothing but your direct proportion. So how are we going to find it? 10 toys 250 rupees, 20 toys x. So as usual we cross multiply it. 10 into x is equal to 250 into 20, which is nothing but x is equal to 500. So the cost of 20 toys is nothing but 500 here. So what concept we understood here? It's nothing but direct proportion. Here the toys that they have given is more, so the cost is also more. So in order to confuse you, in case of the option they would have given a lot of value which are less. So but if you understand the concept of direct proportion, you will always know it will be definitely more than 250. So let's solve another sum. So the next question they have given is, if 30 men can do a piece of work in 20 hours, in how many hours will 50 men do it? So their question that they have given is, 30 men can do a piece of work in 20 hours. So the question that they have asked is, how much time will it take for 50 men to do it? So understand the concept here. If the number of men increases, time taken to finish the particular work will decrease. So if the number of men increases, time taken will decrease. What is this concept? It's nothing but indirect proportion. So how do we solve it here? So 30 men, it's an indirect proportion. So we are taking reciprocal of it. Can solve it in 20 hours. Then how many hours will it take for 50 men to do it? So the question mark is nothing but 1 by x. So just cross multiply it. 30 into 1 by x is equal to 50 into 1 by 20. $60, 5x and x is equal to 12. So for 50 men it's going to take 12 hours. So if you see the concept, 30 men it's going to take 20 hours. So for 50 men it is 12 hours. You can see the variation here. Here the men increased but the time taken to it has decreased. So in the first part of the chain rule, we discussed on the basic concepts of direct proportion and indirect proportion, and we solved two basic sums. In the upcoming videos, we'll be discussing on the tougher problems that falls under the chain rule and simple tricks to solve them very easily. The topic that we are going to look today is chain rule part 2. The problems that you see in chain rule are more complicated. So you generally what they do is that whether it's a direct proportion or indirect proportion, you have to cross multiply it. A lot of confusion is there. So there's an easy way to solve it is to know this formula. Is like M1 D1 H1 W2 is equal to M2 D2 H2 W1. So M1 is nothing but number of men, D is days, H is hours, W as of now we have mentioned it here as wages. It's not only wages, it's also be the cost of an item or height of a wall or height of a building, whatever they have given in the question. Once we solve the problem, you will be able to understand it much better. Here has the second quantity like number of men, the second quantity of number of days, hours and the wages whatever they have given. So let's just solve a sum to understand this concept better. So the question that they have given is, cost of 15 packets of pepper, each weighing 900 grams is 25. What will be the cost of 27 packets if they each weigh 1 kg? So what they have given? So 15 packets of pepper of 900 grams is rupees 28. What is 27 packets of each? 1 kg is nothing but 1000 grams. So how much is the cost? So let's write the answer. So given 15 packets of 900 grams. So what are you going to do here? Instead of putting this 28 rupees, here is the change. So I told you have to take the quantity of the second line that they've given in the question. It can be the cost of the item, wages, or whatever it is. So here we don't know the cost of it. So we're putting it X here and equate it to the second part of the question, which is nothing but 27 packets into 1000 and the cost of it, which is 28 here. So let's just solve it now. So once you solve it, you know that the value is nothing but 56 rupees. So what did we do it here? We did nothing. We did the same thing. We have just applied it in the formula here. So we took the quantity of 15 into 900 grams into X. Why did the X come here? It comes in the second part of the question as per our formula. So put an X here equal to similar to the first part. We are going to write 27 packets into 1000 grams into 28 is nothing but comes into the number of rupees of 15 into 900 grams. So we write it here, we equate it, find the value of X, that is nothing but the cost of 27 packets in each of 1 kilograms. So let's just solve another sum. So the next question that they have given is 3 pumps working 8 hours a day can empty in 2 days. How many hours a day should 4 pumps work in order to empty in 1 day? So here you can see it's just simple straightforward question where you don't have to manipulate between both the lines of the question. So what do you do here? 3 pumps working 8 hours a day can empty a tank in 2 days, which is equal to how many hours a day? Why are we not interchanging it here? Because it is direct. They are not talking about the wages or cost of the items or nothing of the wall height or something like that. Only when you find these kind of terms, you are going to use this formula. Rest, you are going to use it in a similar direct proportion here. So 3 into 8 into 2, how many hours a day? So we don't know. 4 pump can work in order to empty 1. So we directly use it here. We don't use a formula here. We directly use it. So we'll just solve it here. So X is equal to 12. So it takes 12 hours a day for 4 pumps in order to empty it in 1 day. So let's just solve another sum where we can use this formula so to understand this concept much better. Okay, the next question that I have given is 10 men can build a wall of 140 meters long in 42 days. In how many days can 30 men complete a similar wall of 100 meters long? So you see the word like height of the wall and all that. So obviously we're going to use this formula. How are we going to do it? 10 men can build a wall of 140 meters long. 10 men 140 meters long in 42 days. What are they asking? In how many days can 30 men build a similar 100 m? So how are we going to solve it? We are going to use 10 men in the same place. 42 days will be same here, but the height of the wall is going to interchange here. So take 100 here. Then what are we going to do here? 30 into X into 140 here. So let's just solve this now. So it's going to take 10 days for 30 men to complete a similar wall of 100 meters long. So what did we do here? We took the sum. We first write the given data of it. 10 men 140 meters long, 42. As we see the height of the wall here, we are going to interchange the data of height of the wall here. So everything will be in order, like the number of men, number of days will be as such. Only the height of the wall of the second part of the question comes here, which is nothing but 100 meters long. 140 meters goes to this side of the equation into 30 into X, and you will find the value of X here. So it takes 10 days for 30 men to complete a similar wall of 100 meters long. So let's just solve another sum. Okay, the next question that I have given is, if the wages of 6 men for 15 days be 2100, what is the wages of 9 men for 12 days? So let's just write the given data now. So they are given 6 men, 15 days and the wages is 2100. So what they are asking for, the wages for 9 men for 12 days. So as you can see, they have given the word wages. So we're going to use this formula. So number of men is 6, number of days is 15. We're going to interchange the wages. We don't know the wages of the second part. So we put it at x here. Second part of the question is nothing but 9 into 12 into 2100. So let's just solve this. So 3. So the value that we are getting is 2520 rupees. So if you know that 9 men which will work for 12 days, then the wages that they are going to get is 2520. So how did we do this? We took the formula here. We took the same formula. We substituted for men, days. Wages will be interchanged here. So we put x here. Did the same for M2, D2, we applied it here, and the wages of the first one, which is nothing but 2100. So if we put all the details, you have to find the value of x here, which is nothing but 2520. So in the second part of the chain rule, we discussed about how to solve the sum using this formula. So if you are a person who is looking for a job, kindly register in our freshersworld.com, like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.